guys, Jordan Williams here, and I'm here to talk about the new game Yooka Laylee. Now, if you haven't heard of this game, it was a Kickstarter game that, well, pretty much is a representation of what all platformer games were. It's a game that kind of wants to revive that genre, especially with games that were like Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, and also Super Mario 64, plus many other games that came out on the platform. So in this game, you get two characters, a chameleon named Yooka and a bat named Laylee. They are very similar to Banjo and Kazooie, and it's mainly because the people that made Banjo-Kazooie, or part of the team that did Banjo-Kazooie, did this game. And so they go on this adventure once when they see that this legendary book that they found that could be treasure and could be for quite a bunch of money gets sucked in by these two people named Mr. B and Dr. Quackers. So now it's up to them to try to get the book and save all the pages that came out of that book, because apparently there is something special about the book that could cause something such as mayhem and Mr. B and Dr. Quackers to be able to take over the universe. So it's up to these two to try to save the pages and all the quills that they can get and stop Mr. B from whatever he was trying to do. So I was excited about this game. I loved Banjo-Kazooie growing up, and I loved Banjo-Tooie. These two were like role models to me, to be honest with you. Banjo and Kazooie were both lovable characters that I just grew up with, and I loved them so very much. And I loved a lot of their personality in their games. I mean, you get Banjo, who's this very sweet, caring kind of character, and you get Kazooie, who's this, this mouthy bird, but, means very well. And, I mean, with these two, you just couldn't help but laugh and have, a lot of fun moments with these two. Now, in this game, Yooka Laylee, you get the same kind of feel with it. Yooka is just this very nice chameleon that's very sweethearted, and Laylee is, very mouthy and very funny. So you kind of get the same characters again, and although they might not be as lovable as Banjo and Kazooie, they're still really fun to play with. You do get to learn a lot of cool moves throughout the game by, talking to Trousers, and he will have you pay with quills to learn certain moves. You also go through certain worlds to see, certain environments, and it's really cool. It's just like, Banjo-Kazooie was. You get to have certain amount of pages to unlock new worlds, and a new thing that they got to do with it, a new take, is that when you get more pages, you also get to expand the worlds. So you get only a certain amount of the world for the first start, and then you can also expand it to see more of the world, which is actually a pretty interesting idea. I did like that they did that. Another thing that they did was they did this quiz thing that you see throughout the game with Dr. Quackers. Now, if you haven't noticed this in Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie, that was part of those games, and I honestly thought those were kind of funny to see. Now, they weren't exactly fun, but they were, well, I take that back. They were fun at times, but can be a little bit irritating at times as well. So yeah, you do get to see that as well, but it's not exactly as extreme as the other quizzes were. They're kind of just like answer correctly. If you miss 3, you had to start all over. That's pretty much what it is in this one. With Banjo-Kazooie, it was kind of like you had to land on a certain mark, and if you landed on a mark that had like a skull or something like that, you automatically lost if you. So it does, some similar techniques to the successful predecessor, Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. You do get to see a lot of reminiscence of this game, or, of the games, and it's fun to see that. I enjoyed it. I highly enjoyed seeing everything from, that made me love Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie and Super Mario 64 and a lot of other 64 platformers. Now to talk about the bad parts. The bad parts, well, they kind of fixed it, but at the same time it still has its errors. There were some issues with the cameras that can be a little irritating, and that is a big thing for platformers, because, you gotta see where you have to run to or where you have to jump on, so that was a little irritating at first, but it definitely got fixed. I know a lot of people were saying that it was a big issue before the game came out, so I think they had a patch to kind of fix it up a bit, and I was kind of glad that they did. There are still a little bit of lagging. I have the Xbox One version, so it did lag a bit. I'm hoping they'll fix that too. It was kind of weird that it would like slow down a bit and then would kind of like speed up to catch up with where I was at. So that was a little interesting as well. Now the characters are not as lovable as Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie characters, but you do get interested, you do get entertained by the characters throughout the game. I mean, Trousers is a really fun snake that helps you learn moves. It kind of made me think of, you know, the mole character. Can't remember his name, to be honest with you. But you also get, you know, these other characters to help you turn into certain transformations that will help you, like this squid lady that, well, half squid, half doctor person that helps you transform into certain types of objects, like a snowplow or a flower that helps you throughout your journey. So you kind of get something like that as well. And of course, you get the enemy characters such as Mr. B and Dr. Quackers, who's not exactly as memorable as, you know, as the Witch and the Banjo-Tooie Grunty. You know, not exactly as memorable as Grunty. Grunty had a little bit of a more humorous side to her, and I actually enjoyed her character. Mr. B, he's okay. I wouldn't say he's exactly a lovable character. Dr. Quackers, he kind of gets annoying at times when you hear him talk, but you know, it's just like the Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie games. Drink every time I say those names, because honestly, that seems to be what I keep saying. So you do get to see, you know, a little bit of them doing the little, you know, you know, doing that noise, sound effect, whatever you want to call it, for their, you know, dialogue. And I mean, it's an interesting game overall. I mean, it honestly brought back a lot of memories for Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. I loved Banjo-Tooie and Banjo-Kazooie growing up, and it meant a lot to see this kind of bring back that memory of those games. Even though I still play them on my Xbox, because you can play the remakes, it's, you know, it's still great to have a lot of memories of those games, because I mean, Banjo and Kazooie, they're both like one of my all-time favorite video game characters of all time. I've been heavily inspired by both characters, and I love them both very much, so it's great to see, you know, some of the team that helped with that kind of bring back a little bit of a memory, but just with something new. Now, I mean, it's not exactly a great game, but it's not as horrible as people are making it out to be. I enjoy it, but that's because I enjoy platformer games, and I heavily enjoyed Banjo and Kazooie. So overall, I'm going to have to give this game a 7 out of 10. It's an enjoyable time, and it definitely brings back a lot of memories if you played Banjo and Kazooie. But it won't be for everyone, that is for sure. Alright, what did you guys think of the game? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Comment below, let me know, and also, if you loved Banjo and Kazooie, what was your favorite worlds in those games? I always loved Witchy World, and I loved Click Clock Wood. Those two worlds were definitely up there for my favorites. Click Clock Wood definitely for Banjo-Kazooie, and Witchy World for Banjo-Tooie. I love the music, and I love the wide variety of worlds, and Click Clock Wood had a really interesting take on the world with going through different seasons. So yeah, and also, what's your favorite world in this game, Yooka Laylee? I don't know what exactly my favorite world is yet. I haven't exactly beat it yet. And there's not exactly a wide variety of worlds in this one, but they're still interesting to check out. Comment below, let me know, and also tell me what your favorite platformer game is. Alright, you guys have an awesome day. Peace out.